Disclaimer before we begin. We want to remind you that the content shared on this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional mental health treatment, diagnosis, or therapy. If you are experiencing a mental health crisis or need personalized care, please seek help from a qualified mental health professional. Thank you.
We're back, peeps. We're back. We have a great topic here today. We have a great guest in studio. So as I was talking before, I was so rudely interrupted. But let me just go ahead and...
We had to take the music break.
I get it. So what I was saying really was, and I think the doctor made a great point. It's not so much about the exercise ritual, right? But it's more about how do you burn that energy. And with this study, what they took the hospitality workers and said, hey, it's what you're doing is exercise. So now they're like in competition. Yeah. So they're doing the work faster. You know, they're doing it more. They're more mindful of what they're doing, and they think it has a purpose besides just making a check, right? So by making that mind shift, they were able to see all these positive results.
I support that completely. If somebody is starting this journey and they are not prepared to spend a lot of time in exercise, then I think the good start will be stay moving.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Stay active throughout the day and making an attempt on doing 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There was actually a good study done in London where they did a study and compare a driver and a conductor. Conductor is usually the one who did the ticket and they are active.
Okay.
Both groups are not going into a gym or doing exercise, but what they have seen over 10 years is the rate for having a heart attack is less in conductors than a driver. And then what our understanding was, they are staying active.
Yes.
They are burning their energy throughout the day and their metabolism is faster. So their food is converting into nutrients and helping them rather than it's actually working against them.
Yeah. So that brings me to a point, kind of how we talked about the holistic part of this, because I think sometimes people will look at it as very all or nothing. Like, I got to go to the gym for an hour, 5 days a week, which I guess for some people that's, realistic to do. But what you're saying is just more important about just maintaining some type of consistent activity.
Yes, I think first that's a step one I recommend everyone is to start your routine with some active, and then going in direction of spending some time in a week. And this is the recommendation comes from American College of Sports Medicine is 200 minutes a week is important over a week span to spend time in doing some kind of an exercise which is fit for you. And out of that, 30 minutes twice a week to spend on resistance training.
Okay.
So what's the importance of the resistance training? And exactly what is that and what's the importance of that?
Correct. I think this is something which is a key component which people missing out, and this has been a great myth as well, that people think we got to only do a one kind of a workout, like what I hear is cardio.
Cardio, yeah.
Because this is being taught for a long period of time is running is the best exercise or bike is the best exercise. And now there's a lot of studies coming to say if you continue to do a cardio over the time, you will lose your muscle mass. And something which will happen over the age is your metabolism is dependent on your active tissues. So if you lose your muscle mass with the age, then slowly, gradually, same body tip is going to go towards more fat gain and lean weight is going to go down. And what will happen? You will tend to have metabolic problems and you will tend to have musculoskeletal issues.
So as we age, right, you lose a certain amount of muscle mass and just from the aging process itself, right? So what does it look like to go and start to have an active program where you can actually keep that and not lose as much or even gain if it's possible?
It's true that with age, you will have a decrease in basic metabolic rate, which means how you are converting your food into energy and utilizing will slow down. But it can be overcome. if with the right balance strategy, you can overcome that. First thing is understand why does this happen. First thing is your muscle mass goes down. Second thing is your hormone changes, especially when you see female body, then you will see after menopause, your estrogen dips. And when the estrogen goes down, that hormone changes will causes the slow energy output. So people tend to gain weight. And then the third thing is lifestyle changes happen after 50, 55, is we are more sedentary, more sitting, and less active.
Yes.
So it plays a significant role in with the age, but you can overcome that by strategic planning on all the important components. So let's talk first thing about diet. First most thing is you got to create a balanced diet where you have enough proteins in the diet to feed your lean weight. Second thing is exercise. Your exercise should be a balanced exercise focusing on stretching, cardio, and strength. So you should be spending time in all the three zones over a week, and that should be targeted to your personal body to maintain that healthy metabolism.
Okay, and that makes perfect sense, right? And one thing, when we come back from this music break, I want you to touch on the importance of stretching. A lot of people, they don't understand how important that stretching factor is when it comes to your skeletal and your muscle. Okay, so we're gonna